everyone, Linda Israel here, and I am so glad to see you, and hopefully you're glad to see me. Normally you see my hands, but today I thought I'd show you my face. And I'm here today because I want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel. I finally reached 5,000 subscribers, and that's a big feat in this day of YouTube because of all of the creators that are out there. So I want to thank each and every one of you for doing that. And if you'll stay until the end of this video, I'm going to share with you how you can win a Gemini Junior from Crafter's Companion. I also have a couple other prizes that I'll throw in as well. What are we going to do today? We're going to make little flowers. So I've made some out of felt, velvet, and a little bit of canvas with a dryer sheets of all things. This one's just canvas. So if I can get it to focus. So come along and watch the video. Make sure you stay till the end to see how you can enter to win one of the fabulous prizes that I have. Thanks everyone. Alright, so I have in front of me here the Gemini from Crafter's Companion, and I've made a few flowers when I showed you in the intro, but here's one that is made out of burlap, and here's one that was made out of some scraps of satin. This one was made out of, all things, a dryer sheet, and I sprayed it with Tattered Angel's Glimmer Mist, and then I've added some little flat back pearls here and there. So I thought I would just show you how this works with the Crafter's Companion Gemini. And I'm also using the Surebonder glue gun here. It has a really nice little trigger, and it stands up really nice, and it gets hot. So what I've got are some of the deep dyes from Crafter's Companion Gemini. So these are designed to cut through thicker materials than just a standard steel rule dye. So what I've got is the felt. Now this felt is by the roll or by the yard that I pick up locally. So it's pretty thick, and it's thicker than most of those little squares that you can buy at the local art supply stores. So all I'm doing is I'm laying this dye on here, and there's a metal shim that comes with the Gemini. And I'm laying that on top of the metal shim and the plastic. Now this depends on how thick your materials are. I'm using the metal shim because I tested it a few times without it and found that I got better cuts when I use the metal shim. And I'm just making the sandwich according to the instructions that are in the book, and you can follow those instructions yourself to make sure that you're doing it right. And then you feed it into the Gemini. When it is on, all you'd have to do is push, and it goes through the machine. So I'm going to let this go all the way through, and then I'll show you what it looks like. It's okay that it makes all that noise. So it's come out the back side, and now I'm going to take off all the shims and layers, and now I have the dye here, so I'm going to get this out of the way as well. And I no longer need the dye, and you can see that it is cut all the way through this, and I'm going to pull it free, and there is our piece that we're going to use to make a flower. Now what I have found is if you want a super thick flower, use 2 layers. If you want a smaller flower, use 1 layer. So I'm just going to show you how to use 1 layer today. And here's what I have found that makes it easier. If you have a pair of pliers or tweezers that close when you let go of them, you don't have to hold them, it comes in handy to twirl over some of this. I'm going to zoom in for you. Alright, so if you twirl this around the tweezers a couple of times, and then take a little bit of hot glue and put it right here. You don't need a lot, you just want a small amount. And hot glue is just that, it gets very hot, so be careful and don't burn yourself. Now I remove the tweezers after I've got the first part started, and then I just put a little dot of glue every so often, kind of use the nozzle to spread it out, and then I just start rolling up these flowers. Now if you're doing this with paper, you can use Aleene's tacky glue if you want. Just know that Aleene's takes a little bit longer to dry, and you may have to hold it until it's in place. But I found the hot glue seems to work pretty good on this felt of getting it to stay together. So I'm just rolling this up a little at a time, going all the way around, and this will make a really pretty flower. Trying to keep the bottom even as possible. I'm coming to the end, and so I'm putting a little bit on here to help finish rolling this around. And then I'm going to take a little bit of glue and put it on the bottom. Focus. And then take the flat part and close that over the bottom. And then fluff this out. So there is the beginnings. Now you can go another step and you could spray this with some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, and I'm going to do that for you just so you can see what it looks like. I've got some Party Pink Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist here, and I'm just going to shake this a little bit. As you can see, the mica is at the bottom, so I'm going to shake this up just a little bit. And then I'm going to just lightly spray over this pink felt. And that's going to add a little color to this. I'm going to use my heat tool very lightly to dry it. And so there it is after I have sprayed it. I'll show you the difference between the pinks now. So it's changed that color of pink, which I like because if I want, I could buy only white felt and then I can spray them any color that I want. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm using Embelly Jelly by Scrap Perfect. And what that is a tiny little, I don't know, I call it like a little booger. You've probably seen these when you get like a credit card offer and it's used to stick the credit card to the page. So it's somewhat sticky and you just roll it onto the stick. And then what you can do, in this case I have these little flat back pearls, is you can pick up one of these little pearls, I'm trying to find a small one here, with the stick, and it will stay on there, and then you can place it wherever you want. So what I'm going to do is I want one in the center of this flower. So I'm going to put just a little dollop of hot glue right in the center, and then use the stick to place it. Because sometimes when you pick up these little flat back pearls, if you try to use pliers, it goes, or tweezers, I don't know why I keep trying to call these pliers, they'll go everywhere. And so this way I can place it where I want, where the tweezer would make it pop out. So that's just one way. I will say that if you do cut burlap, it is fragile, and when you start rolling it, you don't want to pull or you'll pull it apart. When I did the dryer sheet, I found that if I layered it with another piece of fabric and cut through a piece of paper at the same time, that it would cut easier. So I was just going to show you the way that fiber looks. And these can then be sprayed again with Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, like I said before. So hopefully you've seen a little technique. You can make these flowers rather quickly. I've made all of these in just a matter of a few minutes sitting here playing to show you that there's a lot of variety. There's another one that kind of looks like, I don't know, I think I call it like a chrysanthemum type petal or a daisy type petal. And you can see where this is 2 layers on the left and this is 1 layer on the right. Alright, so I've shown you a quick little tutorial. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty of how to win a Gemini by Crafter's Companion. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing the little flowers that we made today using the Gemini from Crafter's Companion in their dies, as well as using the Surebonder, let me show you that again, Surebonder glue gun as well. And then, of course, the Scrap Perfect Embelly Jelly. It's a nice little feature that you can use for picking up those small little embellishments that if you try to use with a pair of tweezers would pop out and go everywhere. So how do you win a Gemini Junior? Alright, so how you can win this Gemini Junior that I have in my possession, so you don't have to wait for the company to send it. I'll be able to send it. I've also got some dies that go with it that were all given to me by Crafter's Companion when I saw them at Creativation in Phoenix, Arizona, January of 2018. And they said, here, when you get to 5,000, do a giveaway. So they gave me this unit to be able to give away. I also have a couple other things that I want to show you. I have the Surebonder Ultra glue gun. I also have the, I think it's several feet. It's a roll, 5 feet of glue to go with that. And then I also have the holster. This is a thing or a tool that you can put on your sink, you can put it on your work surface, and then it can hold tools hanging off of your work surface. So those are the 3 prizes that I have, big prizes that I'm going to give away. And then I'm going to give away a few of these flowers, and then I have a couple other things that I'm going to do. So how do you enter to win? Well, number 1, you need to be subscribed to my YouTube channel. Then you need to leave a comment after you have shared this video, and in that comment you're going to say how you shared it. I shared your video on Facebook, I shared your video on Twitter, I shared your video on Instagram, Tumblr, wherever it is social media wise that you shared it, so that I can verify that you've shared it, and you'll be entered. If you share it more than one place, every time you share it, you're going to be entered. If you share it on Facebook and tag your friends, and I can see that, I'm going to enter your name in more than one time into the drawing where you could win the Gemini Junior. You're going to have 1 week to share this video and comment where you've shared it to be entered into the drawing. And then after that week, I will have a drawing. What I'll do is I use a randomizer that coordinates a name with a number, and then whoever is the top winner, the first one, will get the Gemini. And then the second person will get the glue gun, the third person will get the holster, and then I will have a few extra things that I'll be sending out. So you want to make sure that you have come back and watch my video that shows who has won in a week's time. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching, and again, I appreciate each and every one of you for being a subscriber, for supporting me in art and supporting artists all around the world. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and of course, like I said, share it with your friends and comment below. And if you have any questions about the products that I used today, use that description box to see the links to my blog as well as my Facebook groups and other social media connectors. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that notification bell that's up at the top, because if you don't, YouTube's analytics has changed. If you don't click notify, you won't be notified. I had several of my followers tell me recently, I haven't seen any of your videos since January, and I've been producing videos, so make sure you hit that notification bell. Thanks again for watching. I greatly appreciate all of you. Bye. Good luck.